If I had a nickel for every time I
completed Wizard City,
I'd have
2 million nickels.
which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened.
2 million times. Wizard City, the place we know all too well. Home of Merle Ambrose himself, and also home of this guy. Today I'm going to be reviewing Wizard City as a world, and ultimately ranking it on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm also going to be taking input from my partner, Leaf, who has recently played the game for the first time. So not only will you be getting the opinions of a seasoned player, but also hearing what a new player would think. So where can I even start with Wizard City? Well, probably with Unicorn Way, because this is the first area you see. If you ask me, Unicorn Way is a perfect introduction to the game. It introduces you to the combat, albeit simplistic at this point. It also helps introduce you to other mechanics of the game. No, not you, David. We already talked about this. Unicorn Way introduces us to mechanics such as getting new gear, learning spells, collect quests, and we're even introduced to our first boss, Rattlebones.
Prepare to die, Rattlebones. Wait, your bones actually rattle? Seriously, dude, what's up with that?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over my car backfiring. What did you say?
Oh, I thought your bones were rattling.
No, that was my car backfiring.
Oh, I guess that would make more sense than your... Wait, so your bones do rattle?
No, that was just my pet rattlesnake I keep in my ribcage.
Oh, okay, well, we're supposed to fight, and I'm gonna... Oh my god, can you stop that?
Sorry, that was just my rattlestick collection.
I'm, starting to see why they call you Rattlebones.
I don't know what you're on about, wizard.
Most of the mechanics that you need to know for the game are packed into this short and sweet little area that is Unicorn Way. The only downside of Unicorn Way, in my opinion, is that there isn't enough unicorns. I mean, there's this big statue, but I would expect a place called Unicorn Way to be populated with unicorns, not lame-o McLameface Siren Nightchant over here. Overall though, Unicorn Way is the perfect intro to the game. 4 stars. Nice area to open bone cages. Not enough unicorns. 4 stars. Liked the big unicorn. I also think not enough unicorns. After Unicorn Way, we meet all of our professors, and this random child that is taking the place of the Death Teacher instead of a qualified adult for some reason. Malistaire turned evil, and he took the Death School with him, leaving a gaping hole in the ground. Why don't you just stick a student in front of it and call him the new Death Professor? I got better stuff to do. Yeah, I see like 3 students fall into that pit every day, man. They say they don't have the budget to fix it, though. And Merle won't let me leave the spot. And oh shoot, I can't say anymore. He's watching. So now is when we really start Wizard City, in my opinion. We're given 3 different quests that we can start, that all respectively lead to their own area. The order you do these in doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna sit here for hours talking about these areas, there isn't too much to say, so we're just gonna give a quick review of these areas on a 5-star scale system. Triton Avenue. 5 stars. Iconic area. Really good environment with a good color palette, and the home of the Kraken himself, even though he did try to murder me when I asked him what was Kraken. 4 stars. Susie was fun to save. I like saving people in games. Also, I like the purple building. Cyclops Lane. 3 stars. I enjoy this area. It does a good job of feeling mythy, but it's a little bit too easy. It's just Triton Avenue again, basically, but it's still a classic. 2 stars. I remember even less about this one, so it didn't make an impression on me, but I'm a sucker for the architecture in this game, and this place had some pretty good architecture, so it gets some points. Firecat Alley. 4 stars. I'm a little bit freaked out by the fire elves, but this area did a good job of offering more of a challenge than the other areas, while still feeling fair. 5 out of 5 stars. I love the Firecats, and that's about it. I don't remember much about the area, but the Firecats! After these areas, we're free to defeat Falgaze and then Lord Nightshade. This is the point in Wizard City that it definitely starts to get harder, giving us bosses with amounts of health that can prove to be a problem for a low-level player. However, it's nothing you're gonna get stumped on forever.
Hello, young wizard.
have you defeated Nightshade? He was definitely very evil, and not just some person who took the last box of Cheez-Its at the grocery store even though they knew I wanted it! Okay, I just want to briefly touch on the story of Wizard City because I think it's an important aspect of the world and how it's perceived by the players. I'm not gonna lie, so much of the story is filler, and I already forgot most of the small story beats that are presented in all of the areas. See, Wizard City has an overarching plot, but each of the 3 streets have their own smaller conflict that you're trying to resolve. But the only thing I really remember about Wizard City is the overarching plot, and not these smaller story beats. However, the main story is a pretty good one. We're introduced to Malistaire, and told the story of his wife Sylvia, and how he desperately wants to save her, and will do whatever it takes to do so, even if it means being an evil guy. I like this plot. I find it endearing. Malistaire is a sympathetic villain who is not completely morally black or white, which is, in my opinion, the best quality a villain can have. Because in the real world, things are never simply good or bad. Situations have complexities to them. In Wizard101, the game designed for kids, didn't have to make their villain sympathetic like this. They easily could have made him a villain who just wants to destroy Wizard City because he's evil and hates wizards, but they didn't go that route. And I have a lot of respect for that. Malistaire is a great villain, and it really keeps the players engaged. So what do I think about Wizard City? I think it's a very good start to the game. All the areas it has you going to feel fresh and different, and with all the new spells you get here, Wizard City does the perfect job of giving the player something new and shiny at the turn of every corner.
So, back in the day, jingle, 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 back in the day, before the back rooms were a thing, okay? Jingle, jingle, pay attention, I said your favorite word.
It's a great introduction to the game that teaches you the ropes. However, a problem that me and my partner both agreed Wizard City has is that it might be a little bit too slow-paced. The difficulty of the world doesn't up until the very end of the world, and even then, it isn't that difficult. I know this game was designed with a younger audience in mind, but Wizard City took 3.5 hours for us to complete, and it was essentially the same tutorial level for 3.5 hours. I believe that Wizard City is heavily carried by all of the different environments and spells you're given, and that's okay, but I think there's room for improvement. So, let's get to the rating part. We rated Wizard City based on 3 major factors: gameplay, story, and environment, each receiving a rating on a 1 to 10 scale. Then the 3 scores are averaged out to see what the score for all of Wizard City is. Here are the scores I gave Wizard City. Gameplay, 6. Story, 8. Environment, 7. And the final score of all of those was 7. Here are the scores that Leaf gave. Gameplay, 2. Story, 5. Environment, 8. Final score, 5. I ended up giving Wizard City an above average score, and Leaf ended up giving an average score. Leaf's biggest complaint was that the gameplay was too repetitive and boring, and not enough was done to change it up. Boy, are they gonna love the rest of the game. What do you think of Wizard City? Would you score it higher? Lower? Let me know in the comments, and hopefully we can review Krakatopia soon enough. See you later, Wizard Gators.